Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to ZOP Gaming. And this is ZOP Gaming Fantasy Booking, where I, Tim Green, one of the voices of As the Buckle Turns, fantasy books AEW on Total Extreme Wrestling 2016. Whoa, scratch that. I gotta change that. It's now on Total Extreme Wrestling 2020. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I have upgraded to the latest game. I'm so happy with that. As much as I enjoyed using 2016 and was actually getting a hang of that, I just wanted to be on the new. If you did not watch the behind the scenes of fantasy booking where I made that reveal and showed you some of the stuff in the database, released some talent, try to get some new contracts for some big talent names, go and check that out so you find out who I'm trying to sign, because I'm not going to say it here. I've already revealed it. We don't know if they got signed in that game. I still don't know if they have been signed yet because I'm still waiting. Even though I've simulated up to the new card and put the card in, I have not heard back from those people. Go check that out. I have a link up above in the eye head and an eye down below and down in the description for that video. I'm going to be doing more behind the scenes stuff like that. I think I'm also going to do one where I actually walk you through my Excel sheet so you can actually see how I'm using Excel to keep track of wins and losses. We have a stacked show for you today. We have Shida defending the AEW World Women's Champion in an open challenge. Who will answer the challenge? We have the first two matchups in the AEW World Women's Tag Team Championship Tournament. In the opening matchup, we have Enliven of Tenille Dashwood and Zoe Skye taking on the role models of Dr. Britt Baker, D.M.D, and Conti. The other tournament matchup, we have Big Steelz of Big Swole and Tasha Steelz taking on the Age of Beauty of Bobbi Tyler and Zoe Lucas. The Young Bucks give their answer to the challenge that was laid down by FTR in our last episode. We have the AEW World Champion Jon Moxley in action, teaming up with Darby Allin to take on Brian Cage and Ricky Starks. And in the main event, we have the TNT Champion Cody taking on his attacker, Hangman Adam Page, that we learned that it was not David Starr who laid him out. It was the Hangman. It was all a big part of a plot to leave the Elite. Only time will tell. Let's roll that intro and get this party started. Yeah, that's not like a saying from the 90s. Are you ready? I made a mistake in my fantasy booking behind the scenes where I revealed the brackets for the AEW World Women's Tag Team Tournament. Well, I was supposed to show you the cool animation I made for it. You got to see the brackets in game, but you didn't see my cool animation. So let's put that up on the screen there. I already mentioned the matches that are taking place tonight of Enliven taking on the role models and Big Steelz taking on Age of Beauty. The other two matchups we'll have next week is the Raven Goths taking on Wild Eye, and we have Supremacy taking on the Magical Girls. But yes, those are the brackets. Let's dive into the first matchup here. And in the opening matchup, it is the Women's Tag Tournament, like I mentioned, where Enliven beat the role models in 12 minutes and 40 seconds in a match that had a decent reaction from the crowd. Subpar wrestling. It was Zoe Skye pinned Dr. Britt Baker D.M.D with the Sky Dash. Zoe Skye carried the match in in-ring performance. I'm going to have to check the database because why she's carrying this and not Tenille Dashwood, I don't know. There was a clear mistake there. But her in-ring performance of Zoe Skye was 55. Tenille Dashwood was 43. That's not good because Tenille Dashwood was definitely a lot higher, a lot better in ring. She's the veteran of this matchup. Conti got a 33. I think I need to tweak her a little bit. She's a little bit better than that, I think, but not much. Dr. Britt Baker, I need to tweak a little bit, but I'll look at the stats for those two and determine if I'm going to tweak them or let it just play out. We'll see. I definitely got to tweak Tenille's popularity because the pretty vocal crowd did not seem particularly thrilled to see Tenille Dashwood. That's a lie. She's great, and the fans know it. So I will tweak her popularity, not by much, but I'll have to see what it is. I know a lot of people, apparently, who play this on YouTube, who have channels for this, don't tweak the database afterwards. I do. If I don't think it's correct in the opening few weeks, I have no problem tweaking the database to make it correct for me. And if I need to, I have plans for something and I want to do it. But once I get everything in the first few weeks, get it set, I'm going to do my best not to tweak the database because I don't want to do that, but I will if it means a better story or an injustice, in my opinion. But we'll worry about that. I'm just going to be upfront with you. But yeah, this matchup got a 43, so I'm okay with that. I think it should be a tad bit higher, but it is what it is. It did start the tag team tournament storyline here, so hopefully that will give a good little handling there. I don't think it's going to nope. In our next matchup, we have Sammy Guevara and Orange Cassidy in a rematch. Here we have Orange Cassidy defeats Sammy Guevara in 11 minutes and 38 seconds when Sammy Guevara was disqualified when Chris Jericho ran in and attacked Orange Cassidy. Sammy Guevara had 57 in-ring performance. So did Orange Cassidy. That's a great little thing for this up-and-coming talent here. The best freshly squeezed inner circle storyline has been started with this segment. The announcing left the matchup. The commentary gave it a boost, and Orange Cassidy benefited from having a ground of public support in this matchup, which is great to see there. And I have a 52 for this match. I'm happy with that. It could have been a little bit higher, but I think just because it's a new game, I know they were getting better ratings in 2016, but that also had like 2 months of usage, so it's just gonna have to deal with it. But I'm happy with that, and I hope this actually will give this storyline some good boost there. Moving on to the next segment, where we have Chris Jericho continues to be on Orange Cassidy after causing the DQ, costing them Sammy Guevara the match. Jericho rained down his blows on Cassidy. Guevara recovers, seeing what is going on, and he hurries over and yanks Jericho off Cassidy. Not expecting this, Jericho hits the ropes, turns around, and Guevara is right in his face. Why is this not going to let me? Why is this not letting me do the whole... Great, this is not... There we go. I don't know why it wouldn't let me go there. Okay. It's right in his face. Jericho, come on, help me beat him up. Guevara does not move. Jericho tries to go around him, and Guevara gets in his way. Seeing how pissed Guevara it looks, Jericho slowly backs up and exits the ring and heads to the back. Guevara turns around and eats a juice punch to the face from a recovered Cassidy. Yes, there we go. We're just building that Jericho and Orange Cassidy feud, which I think was a great feud. I'm kind of sad it's over, but it was a good thing to help boost up Orange Cassidy. We're going to use it here to do the same thing. And I may or may not be hinting at some plans for Sammy Guevara here. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm not. Only time will tell. But the best freshly squeezed inner circle friends storyline advanced here and gained heat, which I'm happy with that. And of course, Orange Cassidy benefited from our ground of support, public support, and we got a 53 for this segment as well. I'm happy with that. It works. Moving on. In our next matchup in the AEW World Women's Tag Team Championship Tournament, we have Big Steel taking on Age of Beauty. About did not have much heat and terrible wrestling. AEW defeated Big Steel in 12 minutes and 39 seconds when Zoe Lucas pinned Tasha Steelz with the Lucas landslide. In terms of in-ring work, Zoe Lucas was head and shoulders above everyone else. This matchup was part of the AEW World Women's Tag Team Tournament. Tasha Steelz had an in-ring performance of 28, Big Swole 27, Zoe Lucas of 50, and Bobbi Tyler 36. Yeah, I have to look at those performances because Big Swole was a little bit higher up in ring for my bet database, and I'm trying to keep them similar. I don't want to have to do complete rebuilding of the women's division that I made in that game, but at the same time, I don't want to boost it up even more, like beyond what it was. But I'll have to look at their stats and see what I'm going to make a change there. The AEW World Women's Tag Team Tournament storyline advanced with this segment. No heat there. A pretty vocal crowd did not seem pretty happy to see Bobbi Tyler. Lucas seemed off her game, and the coming announcement gave these matches a boost. And this got 38. For what it is, I'm not expecting much higher than this, but I definitely have to go and check out at least a few of these stats and compare them to 2016, because I do want them, where everyone was, close to what they were when I left off. And I'm not rebuilding from scratch because, I'm going to be changing that, but we'll worry about that a little bit later. But I'll take what it is for this show, the first show. I probably should have done all that rebuilding earlier, but I wanted to get another episode out, and if I didn't, it would be another week at least before I probably gotten this episode out. And after taking the last week off, I didn't want to do that. So, but I'll take it, and I will have to accept that there's going to be a phase of rebuilding. And then we had the Young Bucks music hits. They come out, they walk to the ring and get where they are. Get in the ring where Justin Roberts is waiting. Matt asks for the mic. Roberts hands it and backs away. Matt, everyone wants to know who is better, FTR or the Young Bucks. Depending on who you ask, one will say the FTR, another will say the Young Bucks. Matt hands the mic off to Nick. If fans chant FTR, others respond Young Bucks. Nick, everyone wants to know. Tony Khan wants to find out. So do Dax and Cash want to know. They want to find that answer as they challenged us to a match at All Out. Fans chant All Out. Matt, I'll tell you there are two people who don't want to find out. Myself and Nick. We already know. We are better. Nick, we don't need a match to know. However, Tony, you want to find out? So at All Out, Matt and I are going to prove we are better. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, the match is on at All Out. I've been telling you this was where we're going to build it to. FTR versus the Young Bucks. It is on for All Out. Let's move on to the next. This got, you should probably worry about this. The Elite Fracture storyline was started with this matchup. Well, it's been going on, but in-game it has. Matt was very poor trying to improvise dialogue. That's bullshit. Improvised well through the segment. What? Oh, that was Nick. Okay. And both of the Jackson boys had a ground roll support, public support, and we got a 58 over here. I have to go and look at this because they were getting a lot higher in my other game, so I had to compare stats. But for this matchup, for this card, I will accept that. And let's move on to their matchup, where they take on Jurassic Express in a match that had a decent match. The Young Bucks defeated Jurassic Express in 11 minutes and 50 seconds when Nick Jackson pinned Jungle Boy after the Meltzer driver. Luchasaurus had an in-ring performance of 35. Wow, that should be a little bit higher. Jungle Boy should be higher too. He had 34. I have to check out what their in-ring performances were. So, and then Nick Jackson had an in-ring performance of 77 and 69 for Matt. Jungle Boy do not work well as a team. Their timing is all over the place. That's bullshit. And Jack Jackson have excellent chemistry together. Tag team specialist bonus, which is cool. Coming commentated there. The Jackson Boys had a ground support, and the performance of Nick Jackson stood out as being good. That's good. Let's just see. Booking now. Dirt sheets. Bonus for selling. Great gimmick. Yeah, we had good stuff here. Okay. All right. 58 overall. Yeah, just because of the database not being set up, I should have. Now I'm really starting to think I probably should spend a little more time on the database. But I thought I did. But I clearly didn't check everyone. But 58 for this card, I'll accept here. And then our next matchup, we have Shida defending the AEW World Women's Championship in an open challenge. I probably should have advertised that in the opening. So I'll do that here now, Tim. So edit this part in back there. We have Shida defending the AEW World Women's Champion in an open challenge. Who will answer the challenge? Okay, now that's been done. Great. In a matchup that had decent wrestling, Hikaru Shida defeated cheerleader Melissa in 13 minutes and 18 seconds with a pinfall after her Tashi no 3 count. Hope I said that. Shida makes a defense number 4 for the AEW World Women's title. Shida had a 69 in-ring performance. Cheerleader Melissa had a 46. Ooh, that's good. Better than I was expecting there. Hikaru Shida and Conti have great chemistry and show in their performances. That's awesome. Both the commentary and announcing boosted this, and we got 56. That's excellent for the women's division. I do want it to be higher because I know with like Mercedes, Bayley, and Tessa are a lot higher, but we can't have everyone who has a higher rating popularity from WWE over here, but I will accept that. I think that's a great matchup. I was a little worried about cheerleader Melissa. I might actually have to use her now because knowing that she's a little bit more up there, but we'll see. So let's move on. In a post-match angle, Shida is celebrating her victory in ring when Bayley Rose and Mercedes Banks run down in an attack. Bayley barely gets a hit on her Shida, who avoids it because she is ready for it. Shida connects with her kendo shot to a gut to Banks, who rolls out of the ring. Shida turns and cracks Bayley in the knee multiple times, and then takes another shot to the back. Bayley drops to the mat. Banks pulls her out of the ring, causing Shida to miss her next swing. Supremacy hurries up to the ramp and stares back at Shida. Shida celebrates, never taking her eyes off them. She lips, "I told you I know your moves." So yes, ladies and gentlemen, remember, Shida called them out after they attacked her that she was onto them and she was ready. Bayley and Mercedes were not so sure about that. They thought they had some moves that were going to surprise her. Apparently not. So only time will tell. Why are they attacking Mercedes? Why are they attacking Shida? They're both going for the AEW World Women Tag Team Championships. Maybe one of them wants to be a double champion. Only time will tell. But this is an interesting story, and we'll see how it goes. The Rise of Supremacy storyline has started with this segment, and Shida is getting better at her gimmick, which is good. I didn't realize she was having a problem. But go out of 57 here. I actually want to see the dirt sheets on this. Probably for not being a very good heel. Yes, she is. She's actually, right now on WWE, she's actually been a better heel than she ever was on the main roster as a babyface. So I'll have to fix that. But overall, okay. I'm happy with that. But at 57, it's good. This should be a little bit better because of Bayley and Miss Banks in there. But I think because she is not as popular, that's just there. But overall, I'll take it for now. In our sub Main event, our shared main event? Sure, we'll go with that. It's not. It's a shared main event, but I need a kind of a dip match between these two matches. But we had Jon Moxley, the AEW World Champion, and Darby Allin taking on Brian Cage and Ricky Starks in a decent matchup. Brian Cage and Ricky Starks defeat Jon Moxley and Darby Allin in 15 minutes and 17 seconds when Brian Cage pins Darby Allin with a flying elbow. In terms of in-ring works, Jon Moxley was heads and shoulders above everyone else. Ricky Starks was the weak link and struggled to keep up with everyone else's in-ring performance. Darby had a 56 in-ring performance, which is actually pretty good. I don't think I'm going to need to tweak him. I'll check his stats, but I think I'm happy with that. I will compare him to his stats in 2016 and make adjustments accordingly if I feel that there's a bigger enough gap. If the gap's not too big, I'll probably just leave it. Jon Moxley, I'm happy with 83. Ricky Starks, 37. He may need to be tweaked a little bit, but I'll check the stats. I'll compare them and determine that. And Brian Cage had a 59. I think he should be higher, but again, I'll check the stats and make the decision if I'm going to tweak, because the less I actually have to tweak, the less work I have to do, and the more time I can spend making plans and all that. But overall, I'm happy with that. The AEW World Championship storyline was started. Announcing quality wins the match. Jon Moxley benefited from ground support. Darby did too. And the performance of Jon Moxley stood out as being good. Great. And we got a 67 overall for this one. The highest segment so far. I'm happy with that. Though I am hoping the main event will top this one. Hopefully. And then our next matchup. We have Nyla Rose taking on Alicia Edwards in a bout that had little heat and embarrassing wrestling. Ooh, that's not good. I have to tweak these stats because they need to be better. Nyla Rose, Alicia Edwards defeated Nyla Rose in 30 minutes and 35 seconds by pinfall with a roll-up. Nyla had a 36 in-ring performance. Alicia had a 20. The Nyla Rose the Beast storyline, question mark. Yes, I had to point that out. Storyline has started. Vocal plans, not happy to see Alicia. I'll have to see that. Groundworld support and everything. Vicky Guerrero did some awesome, good work at ringside. Oh, I forgot to remove her from her because she's not her manager. Oops, because this is part of the storyline here is to see Nyla get a different manager. So I have to remove her. That's good to know. I could stop and do that now, but I won't. I'll do it after this matchup. But at 18, that's embarrassing. I definitely have to tweak their stats because at least Nyla needs to go up some because she was getting better performances than this. Not hot, super high, but better than the 36. And Alicia, she was doing better than this when I ran the same matchup in 2016. So I had to definitely check her stats. She wasn't getting like 20s or super high match rating. Like she was getting like the 30s, 40 range for her matches, but not that bad. So I'll have to tweak her for sure. But again, I'm basically just accepting everything that happens in this card before I can do some massive tweaking. But let's move on to the main event. In about the we have Cody defending the AEW TNT Championship against Hangman Adam Page. And about the had great wrestling, good heat. Hangman Adam Page defeats Cody in a hardcore match in 15 minutes and 2 seconds. A pinfall after the Adam's Apple. Hangman Page wins the AEW TNT title here. Now, I was supposed to put an angle in here that had Cody say, well, he wants payback and he wants to hurt Hangman, so he wanted a hardcore match. But because of timing, I actually didn't get to do that. So I'm just going to say they did this on Twitter, off TV, and this was agreed to on Twitter because I just didn't have time to do that. I probably could tweak the timing for everything to get a quick angle in there, but I didn't want to lose anything from anyone's matches. I actually already had to downplay several by a minute for a few cards to get in the time frame. So I'm fine with it being something on Twitter. That's something that AEW does all the time. I'm happy with that. So Cody had an in-ring performance of 85. This is what I'm happy about, because if you remember in 2016, Cody was getting in-ring performances like in the 60s. He is far better than that. So I had to tweak that. I'm glad to see it. I didn't have to tweak it here. Hangman got a 68. That's right around there. I may need to tweak him a tad bit, but I'm just going to compare him to what he was in 2016, and I'll make the adjustments accordingly. Again, if it's not a big gap, I'm not going to touch him. It's just one less person I don't have to tweak, because he'll get there. But if it is a big gap, I will tweak him. But I don't think I'm going to, because I'm happy with 68 for him overall. The TNT Open Challenge storyline was started here, which is great. There's announcing quality as well. Cody had a ground of support. That's great. And we got a 73. That's awesome. Is that tied for? No, I think that beat the tag title on the tag championship matchup. Not the tag team. Wow. The John Moxley matchup. We'll see in a second, because we're about to go to the recap here. But I am definitely happy here. And we finally have a new TNT champion crowned here. Which is funny, because Cody in real life had 8 title defenses before he dropped the belt to Mr. Brody Lee. He had the exact same thing here, and I didn't plan that. When I was looking this up, I'm like, oh, wow, okay. It's just kind of funny that I had that. But let's find out how the overall card did here. Come on, finish show. Oh, that's right, we had one more. So Kenny Omega sits in a bar disheveled, a drink and a shot before him. Cody looks at them and picks up the shot. I'm the best bout machine. Well, it used to be. Omega stares at the shot. It seemed to work for him. Omega brings the shot to his lips, prepared to throw it back. His hand starts to move. Cut to black. I almost forgot that Kenny was here. I had this. But yeah, so we have Kenny Omega. Some bar. We know he doesn't drink, but he's considering drinking, because it seemed to work for Hangman Page. But did he actually throw that drink back? Did he drink it? We'll have to see, ladies and gentlemen. And this is going to start a storyline of how come Kenny's not the best bout machine. Can we get there? And I will give you a hint that mystery person I'm trying to sign for this for All Out is for Kenny, a big opponent. And no, it is not the person I tried to sign on the mystery opponent on the behind the scenes, which was Brock Lesnar. He just said no. I could have gone in and made the tweaks for him. I think I do want to bring him in for a match against Kenny and a few people, but it wouldn't be like WWE use him. A super fight type match, but nothing like we're gonna bend over backwards and all that. It would be for a few matches, big matches on some cards, and that'd be it. I wouldn't keep him around beyond those matchups. But we have to grow bigger before we can get there for Brock Lesnar. But this is the start. Kenny lost to Hangman last week. Now he's questioning everything. Will he be able to bounce back? Time will tell. Time will tell. Now let's finish this up. Finish the show. Alright, so the best segment was Kenny with a 74, which is great. The best matchup rating was the 73 for the main event, which is what I was hoping for. And the worst is the 18, so I have to definitely look at that. But I'm okay with this. Really am. Here, especially since we got a 67. That was some of around the ratings we were getting in 2016. So I am happy with that. I do wish there was a little bit better, but I will take the 67 here. This increased our popularity in 27 regions. We gained popularity in 3 American regions, but growth was restricted due to limited number of viewers there. Same with Canada. So I'm still wondering if this has to do with being on TNT, maybe, which is a possibility. But again, overall, a 67. I'm happy with. It's the first one. I thought it was actually gonna be closer in the 50s with some of that, especially with that 18 really there. But if I remember correctly, how calculation is, it takes your. So what I do is I can't remember which one it is. It's but the Three Amigos side where it takes your 3 best angles and averages that. So that's why we actually got this. So I'm actually really happy because that actually really. We have the 74, 73, and 67. So that would, if that's the case, that's why we got such a good rating. I really have to dive into the handbook for 2020 and really understand this stuff. But I am happy here for that. So normally this is where I end the show, ladies and gentlemen. But I'm actually going to, because we're actually in the game and using game footage again, we're going to finish this up. We're going to let it simulate. And we're going to see if we got heard back from any of those talent. Hopefully we will. Hopefully I won't get the standard email of the one person rejecting me, which I'm expecting is. Ooh, John Cena is gone from WWE. That's interesting. Last night revealed in a short press release, John Cena had left the company according to sources. The split was simply because his contract expired. There was no suspicious circumstance or ultimate motives. Oh, so he'll probably re-sign soon, more than likely. NXT had 1,000 fans. Standout. Johnny claims the belt. Ooh, Johnny is the new NXT World Champion. They're calling it the World Champion in this game. That's funny. I'm not going to touch it because I don't care. Night 1 G1 Climax. Oh, yeah, because it's actually scheduled for August. And through, was it? I think it's July through August, but because this year it's going to be September and through October, so that's cool. All right, let's actually use to go here to find out. Was hired. Okay, I don't care because it's gonna be there. Conti was hired. My bid for Io Shirai failed again. She no longer has a contract to be able to consider, but she's not signed to anyone else. Why does this keep failing when she is available? Maybe it has something to do because she's ironclad. I can give her a bid, but she can't negotiate until her contract is up. Is that it? I'll have to, let me know down in the comment section if you guys know this, because I think that may be the reason why. Was offered. Yeah, I don't care. That's great. It just gives them more impact. One Zoe Skye. I might have to put a squash to that because I don't want her there. But yeah. Impact, and maybe not. By Impact, no. Oh, I don't have a written deal for. I'm gonna have to change that for her because I do. She's my star, one of my stars. She's not going over there. Drug test, which looks fine, and then we have our viewership. Dynamite drew a 0.73 here, which I think is pretty good. 500,000 viewers. I think it's definitely compared to what I was getting in 2016 is lower. I'll have to check my ratings in what is it called? My Excel sheet. Wow, yeah, I'll have to do that and check that. So we'll see how that is going there. But I'm happy with that. I'm gonna have to probably accept a different. Yes, because I think in there I was getting like a 0.5 something for those ratings. So this is definitely down, but it's a new game, so I may just scrap my ratings and start keeping track for 2020 because it is gonna be a big difference. We'll have to see. Determine that, but it's for the first matchup, first card. I'll take it. For that, let's just delete all. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Our first show in Total Extreme Wrestling 2020. Let me know down in the comment section what you thought of this show. Do you like me going back to the actual game footage now instead of using my cards? I enjoyed the cards, but it took forever. Not forever, but it just added more time to this preparing. Like and subscribe. It helps support ZOP Gaming. If you enjoyed this video, please share it on your social media. It's another way to help support ZOP Gaming. And I hope you guys you enjoyed the show. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll chat with you in the next video. Bye.